shaper, taking pretty light cut just to make it into a square. About half a millimeter, depends which side you look at, is being taken off. A little bit more at the beginning, little bit less at the beginning, a little bit more at the end. And shaper is a great way to do this work. You can do work by itself, and I don't have to watch it. Here I am again squaring the stock, taking about 2 millimeters, so 80 thou off with a tool bit that's a little bit angled. That's why the tool bit with a big radius, that's why the little chips are not so little, but the actual depth of cut is about 80. And I won't bore you with the whole cutting process. It would take another 5 or more minutes, and it's a shaper, not a rocket. And then I start working again on the horizontal and do some more cutting. Back at the shaper, I'm squaring the last side, other than the little sides, so the fourth side, and then on the bridge port I'm going to finish off the little sides with the end mill. And then I have just this guy to deal with to make it somewhat more acceptable, at least rough square. Sometimes it's just easier to do this in a good old Bridgeport milling machine. I am simply trying to make this hexagonal shape into something that I can use by more or less quickly squaring it up. So I'm taking light cuts and just seeing where the heck it ends. And that appears it ends here. Anyways, pretty boring stuff, but has to be done. The two sides square, I'm squaring a third one. Again, I'm just reusing the end mill because it's simply faster. And as you can see, this thing needs a lot of squaring. So anyway, it's not a big deal, it just takes time. So I decided to clean up the rusty parts by taking about 10 thou off. I also modified my arbor. I moved it a little bit closer in here, this part, the support, and henceforth this thing is now a little bit more stable. Because it's a little bit more stable, my hope is that there won't be any extra vibrations present while I'm cutting. But then again, I'm cutting very little, so I'm just going to put some oil on it all over and hope this is enough for lubrication. So far, well, it looks like I have to cut more. Alright, so I have to back it up, and looks like there's a lot of rust. That was the end of the feed, and I have to add a little bit more. So let's see, how about, I don't know, like 6 thou, and let it rip. So the full cut over the length of about 27 inches, a little bit more than 27 inches, at 2 inches per minute will take like 14 minutes. There'll be a little bit time for setup to flip it. I also intend to clean up this side so it's nice and easy to paint later on if I choose to. So yeah, this is the cutting. You can see that I didn't forget about this support, and the other ones are also locked. so it's fairly stable. So this thing is nice and snug. There's a little support here. This is still cold, it's not leaking. Oil level is good, it's above low. I had some leak from this part here in the gearbox. It's a British machine, they kind of leak. So I just had to add about half a gallon. It appears to be well. So I will finish the cut and show you the results after it's all done. So it appears I have to start again. As you can see, there's a paint still not being cut. So another 10 thou. It appears that tank is simply bent, and this is why it was also cutting slightly uneven on the other side. If there's a bend here, so this part is lower and those parts are higher at the end here. This is why we had so much vibration. It was basically going over empty air in the middle. So now you can see that problem, why it was doing it on the other side. So far appears to be doing fine. Hopefully I don't have to restart it one more time. And this is not going to be a half an hour worth of cutting, just one side. So while the horizontal is doing its work, now I'm here on the Bridgeport clone, and I have a little piece that I'm going to have to cut a T-slot in. So I'm going to use this end mill, 5/8, which is similar to what's used here on this table, on most Bridgeport tables, to basically cut our slot and then do a T-slot cutter, and this T-slot cutter will do the internal parts. However, first I have to find the center, and I'm using the good old trusty center finder, which basically I am moving to each side as such, and seeing when does it end. Now I can zero everything out. I usually zero everything. And now I go the other direction. And voila! So it's about 8.5, and since the tool is about 0.2, it's about 1.7. However, I'm just interested in the actual middle of it, so I'm just going to take Y, and I'm going to just half it. And so I know when I move this thing, when it shows 0 here, that my tool is precisely in the middle. So now I just change the end mills and start the cutting. And here we are taking our first cut. The depth is 100, and we have to go 575. I intend to have the 200 depth for the actual T. So now I have to let go of this little thing for my vibration control and apply some wonderful coolant. As you can see, there is quite a lot of heat buildup. And here we have the horizontal cutting still, nice and slow. Lots of chips, lots of heat, and annoying little noise here. Heat is 2, around 2. The end mill itself is not the sharpest. I'll just put it that way. Brightest carbide. Speed is at about 1100, a bit more. Alright, ready for the next pass.